finally happening. Let's go. We made it to Thursday, ladies.
Yes, we did.
Woo, 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 woo. Come on, get in here. Let me make sure I share. Tell everybody about it. Let's go. I am excited to see all of you guys today.
I'm excited to see all of you too.
Yes. Woo, 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 woo.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Sure. The Let's Talk Football family is on here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, get in here, ladies and gentlemen. You guys don't want to miss this fantastic show that we have created just for you. So we got to get into it and start our show. Welcome to Let's Talk Football Ladies Takeover! Man, we are the dynamic four. You get to see our faces every other Thursday. But we're going to start off today with introductions. I am Janae Struther. The wonderful person I have right next to me is
Delilah Crespo.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. So who else do we have right under me? Who do we have?
My name's Nicole Oppenheimer, and I'm a Saints fan without a bag on my face.
Woo! All right. And last but not least, who else do we have?
And I am Kate Jared Goff Alverson. And I am creator of the Ladies Takeover. And welcome to our show.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm super excited. Guys, we have a special show prepared for you, and we got to get right to it. There is a game today. Who doesn't love a Thursday night football game? Let's go. We got two great teams, Minnesota, who is 5-1, and the Rams, who are currently 2-4. What do you guys think? What are you thinking? All right, Kate, give it to me.
I can't see the Minnesota Vikings not going in there and beating the Rams, even though they're at home. And I know the Rams seem to be electrified at home, but I just think Minnesota has too much in their arsenal to not win this game. They've been playing lights out on defense.
Wow.
They have Justin Jefferson. They have Addison. They have all their great players that I mentioned last week when I covered them in the breakdown.
Yep.
And I think they'll seek retribution after facing that loss and not being undefeated anymore against the Lions. So I think Minnesota's got a little chip on their shoulder, and they're going to stick it to the Rams tonight.
All right. What's your score prediction?
I'm going to say 35-15.
Okay.
Wow.
35. I like that. I like that. Okay. So, Delilah, what you got?
All right. I am choosing the Minnesota Vikings to get the W. Only because it's not the same Rams team.
Okay.
If this was the Rams team that we knew a few years ago, who had all their studs healthy, then yes, I would say the Rams would give the Vikings a run for their money. But unfortunately, this is not the Rams team that won the Super Bowl. We all know this. A lot of guys left.
Absolutely.
A lot of guys left on both sides of the football. And those that stayed are hurt, and they're just not the same. And so that's why, for that reason, I'm going with the Vikings. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
What's your score prediction?
27-21 Vikings.
27-21. Ooh, I like that. All right, Nicole, finish us. What we got? What you thinking for this game?
Well, I think that finally my fantasy man, Pukanuka, is back. And I think he's ready to. Right? I think he's ready to go on and with those seashells and take it all the way.
Let's go.
No, my man, I love him. But I'm excited to see him back. And then also too for Scott. I think this is Scott's team, so he's one of our biggest fans here at the show. And
yes,
this time I'm going to give him some support back.
Okay. So what's your score prediction?
I'm going to say I think it could be pretty low at like a 16-15 possibly.
Okay, a low game. And it sounds interesting with a 15 score. I like this. All right. So I think I'm going to ride with Minnesota. I think after the loss of last week, losing the way they lost, such a close game, great game, I think Minnesota's going to pull this off. I think that Justin Jefferson's going to have a heck of a day. And it is what it is. I think that they are sad about that last week loss. It was heart-wrenching. So I'm going to say the score will be 21-17. So still close, but I don't know. All right, let us know in the comments what you guys think. We thank you guys for tuning in. We see you guys joining. Come on, write in the comments. Let us know who you think is going to win tonight's game between Minnesota and the Rams.
Woo.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get into it. We probably have the best segments ever. And I know you guys know this, but we got something that we want to give to you guys for this next one. So let's go. Delilah, what we got?
Ooh, ladies, we got to talk about some drama. Yes, Nicole, the drama of this week was insane. Ooh.
Drama this week was insane. I like that intro because it was definitely some drama this past week. So, guys, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Troy Aikman came out and finally said what he wanted to say about what the situation was going on in Dallas, right? So he made the assessment that the route running is an issue. They're not going full out. You can tell by looking at tape that if they're not going to get the ball, they don't go full out the way they would normally do. So he called out the wide receivers, saying that CeeDee Lamb needed to step up. Wait. We got to get into the next part. So then Mike McCarthy comes on and basically says, I don't agree with that. I don't think necessarily in those, words that that's really what we're going through. I'm assessing it. We're getting this together, but I don't really agree with Troy Aikman. Then Jerry Jones comes and then he gets on his radio show and says he agrees with what Troy Aikman said. So what do you guys think with this drama? I mean, the fact that you got a player that knows the game, that we're going to say this man analyzes weekly. He knows the game of football. He watches tape. He has to do it for his job. Is he calling out accurate information? Delilah, what you think?
Sorry, I was responding to fan comments. They don't always show up here. Please
say them out loud. What is it? What we got?
Comment on the YouTube feed. I'm sorry.
What did they say?
All right. So this goes a little bit back to the predictions. My girl April from California, I've known her for over I think over 20 years.
Hey!
She said that it's going to be Cooper Kupp for the win. So she's joining Miss Nicole here, going with the Rams. But she still thinks the Vikings will win 23-21. So she's calling a close game. So she's still calling the Vikings, but she thinks Cooper Kupp will, help out. And that's why she's calling a close game, 23-21 to the Vikings.
Okay.
Nick is saying 7-6 Minnesota.
Wow. Okay. Well, you see how
and those are the predictions. Sorry, guys. Again, we got to see your comments on the YouTube feed, or I won't be able to really see them. I have to go back and forth between, your different Facebook feeds.
Absolutely. I'll keep looking on this page that I'm looking at, see if we can keep up.
Back to the drama. No, I mean, all right. So I understand where Troy's coming from, because can you imagine the fact that this quarterback won, he was the part of the 90s that we think about, right? The Super Bowl winning team. And I think he's just frustrated with every season. You got the talent, but can't go all the way. You just cannot make it all the way. And I think he's just acting out of frustration. I will say what everybody's saying. The problem is Jerry Jones. That's the problem. That's the problem to me. It's not the players. I know, he's a little upset and stuff, but I think he's calling out the wrong person.
Yeah.
You should be directing your anger to the owner of the team, who will not let go of his tight reins. Okay, Troy?
Yes.
You know better.
Yes.
You know it's Jerry Jones.
Delilah.
You know it's Jerry Jones. You can't blame it all on the players when he's not willing to spend money on the right talent, on the right development, on the right coaches, on the right everything. So blame it on the owner. Don't blame it on the players solely. That's not cool, guy. You wouldn't like it either if it was the shoes were, reversed.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, Kate, what you think?
I think that Jerry Jones needs to do what the Fords did, and sometimes the old bat needs to hand it down to the young offspring and let the young offspring run the team. I think Jerry Jones is so stuck in his stubborn old ways that he is never going to change. Your team's not going to win another Super Bowl until he will fire Mike McCarthy, because when you're how many years is he going to give Mike McCarthy to proceed in the playoffs and win championships? We gave Matt Patricia like barely anything of any seasons and said, we're not going to do this anymore. Yeah. We fired our GM. We fired the president. We got all new people in Detroit. And now look at what we're doing. We're cooking on all cylinders and all systems are a go. So I think Jerry Jones needs to look in the mirror and instead of pointing fingers elsewhere, he needs to look at the fingers pointing back at him.
Come on.
I think this is all based on ownership. I mean, Delilah's talked about it, about her Bears. There's a time where the change has to happen, and the change has to happen up here. And maybe see what a younger owner could do with your team. And if that means shaking up the whole team, and I'm sorry to say, that means saying, Dak, you're not our future. We're moving on from you. CD, you're not our future. We're moving on from you. We moved on. We have a young, vibrant, producing team, not made of superstars. They've become superstars because of the coaching. We have a good offensive coordinator, a good defensive coordinator. So it all stems from that owner being able to do all those things and put the right pieces here.
Yes, I understand.
And that means sometimes you have to give up your favorite people to see that change, but sometimes you need that change.
Absolutely. I understand. we're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere for my boy. But I understand. I understand what everybody thinks about him. Nicole, what you think?
Well, as a wise man, Nick once said, Jerry Jones can exit stage left. Is that what he says? And then you know who else is going to come back into it is this beautiful, awesome director of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Carrie Finglass. Okay? She can wiggle up in shape, I swear. But I honestly, CeeDee Lamb, he was drafted first round 2020 for you guys. It's been 4 years. I still think he's got some special spunk. He just needs, I think, a little bit more confidence in his route running. And it could be the timing of, Dak, seeing that Dak and Lamb may not be on the same page. They're not the duet do-over of what Gronk and Tom Brady, were. So I think it could be a little bit of them just seeing and showing that every one of the Dallas Cowboys is a little bit on a different page. They're not on the same page.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
I understand that. Oh, but look, we see you guys in the comments. We're loving it. We're loving it that you guys are engaging.
We love the roundtable reference. I'm a fan, obviously, because I'm also a co-host on there. FYI. But Nick is in there because that's his. That's what he does. He's always doing the exit stage left. So shout out. But those that are still commenting on the Facebook. All right, here we go. Sean, drama in Dallas? Let's go. Sean, the ship is sinking. My girl April again. Dallas is imploding. Dak Prescott is overpaid and the offense is weak. I'm sorry, Janae.
That.
Detroit also had 20 years of number one picks.
I would like to re-reference that. I was going to get to my part yet. I didn't get my piece yet. We had 3 back-to-back 12-5 McCarthy is bad. I think he has a bad job. It is so hard to work for Jerry Jones. I agree with all three of you. Jerry Jones is the issue. That's the problem with everything. And I know Troy Aikman wants to point out the receivers, and they could technically do better. They could do better if that's what he sees. Be stronger in the route running. But my issue with the team is really Jerry. He just won't go out and be powerful. If you're the America's team, then you need to go out and show that you can do power moves like this. We can get an AJ Brown. We can go get a McCaffrey. We can go do all these things. And I know it just so happened the pay is the pay. I can't justify, but I also can't talk about somebody else's money. I just can't do it. But I know where the money is going, but I know we have some. So the misconception is we paid the $60 million, but now we don't have any money. We have money. They just don't want to spend it. Look what Derrick Henry went for. 0 to nothing.
And look what he's doing. Look what he's doing.
You pay $14 million? You could do that. And I didn't think it was 14 or maybe 12. But the fact of the matter is, they just got a gym for cheap. And Jerry, in his mind, he thinks he knows everything. And so we missed out on that opportunity. And I'm glad the world is seeing Derrick Henry make power moves over there.
Oh, he's balling out.
Man, it looks so good. And we need to realize as Dallas fans, what our management, we can't blame it on anybody else. I can say, Mike McCarthy, you need to come up with, better stuff. But, I mean, in all honesty, what team wouldn't be consistent with a 12-5 season? We just got to be able to turn some type of gear on in the postseason.
Yeah.
And that has to happen.
I'm sorry, but bringing back Ezekiel Elliott was not the right move either.
Wasted money. It's another problem. We have a owner and a GM as the same person. Normally, you can blame the GM. But so since, Jerry, you're that GM, we're blaming you for personnel changes. You're not good at negotiating. You're not good. I mean, you were good back then, but now we're 30 years of you winning nothing because you being selfish for firing Jimmy Johnson. When if you would have just done right by people, maybe we wouldn't be in this position. So I can harp on that all day, but you guys see there is drama in Dallas, and we'll stay tuned to see what's going to happen. Because really, from Troy Aikman to Mike McCarthy to Jerry Jones, everybody's on different pages. Everybody is on different pages. So we'll keep up with that. Guys, something happened this week. It looks like Jameson Williams from the Detroit Lions, he is going to have to miss 2 games based off of a performance enhancing, right?
It's a PES, not a PED.
Yes. And so he said, I started to do some research. He said he didn't take any drugs. He doesn't take vitamins. He doesn't do this. But I'm going to take the penalty instead of appealing. I'll take the penalty because I have to be accountable to what goes inside of my body. So whatever he, maybe his doctor gave him something, not realizing whatever. He said he didn't know, but it is what it is. But ladies, how do you feel about players still, whether it's true or not, because it's all alleged, but we don't know what really happened. We really don't understand what happened. But the fact that he's got to miss 2 games, do you think is appropriate to miss 2 games for something as performance enhancing? Kate, what do you think?
I know because of being in the Detroit area, supposedly he's been prescribed Adderall by a doctor for his behavior, like to help even him out.
Moods.
Yep. And so that's the substance that they found in his system. And that is considered a PES. It's a stimulating drug to help, that they think could help with his speed or help with some of the things on the field that he's doing that they look at as questionable. So that's why he was suspended the 2 games, and he honestly didn't realize that would have been a drug that would have been a PES drug. So now he'll reevaluate with his doctors what he should be taking so that he can continue to play football. And so he's in, as his coach Dan Campbell says, you commit the sin, you do the time.
Yeah.
And he should have made it more aware with the team that he was taking those. and I guess the team maybe didn't know all the facts of what was going on. So
Yeah.
they're addressing it within, and he's gonna take the. Thank God we got a loaded wide receiver core. We have Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
Laporta. We have Tim Patrick. We have other weapons to go to, so it won't be as big of a loss as we may have thought.
Yeah.
But I just gotta say, if you're a player in the league, be transparent, be open, be honest, let your team know what's going on.
Yeah.
So that when these things come up, they can defend you and maybe appeal your suspension.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
my take.
I understand. Look, April said, thanks, Williams. Had to change my whole lineup because of this situation.
Oh, I know.
Hey, what were you saying, Kate?
Those fantasy football people are serious.
Oh, yeah.
I've never done it, but
if he's getting you some points, you don't want to miss out in this pivotal time in the fantasy season. Unfortunately, I am playing in the Let's Talk Football League, and I suck. I must have chose everybody wrong. Well, other than the fact that, I have all Miami players, and you know how Miami turned out.
Well, you're a winner in my book.
Right.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Woo! All right.
That's ridiculous. If it's prescribed, then he's not breaking the rules. But sometimes stuff will pop up in your pee because of the pill.
Right.
So the league can't say it's because of that or because of this, because they don't have the necessary, equipment to test which drug it came from.
Right.
Or where it's just showing up in the system.
My rebuttal to that, wasn't that what DeAndre Hopkins said happened to him, and he missed like 6 weeks or something?
Yeah.
Wasn't it him who missed half the season? And he said the same thing that Williams said. He's like, I didn't know what was in this stuff, and he came up with the same. And he was, but I think it's because he tried to appeal. So I feel like,
but
some
was
players
it prescribed and everything?
Yeah, he said that he didn't know that they were supplements, right? Whatever. And so he was saying
but you got to make sure the supplements are coming from not the store.
No, but I'm saying he was
not
using
from
the
the
same.
doctor.
Yeah, he was still saying the same. Remember, a lot of these guys like the natural, whatever.
Yeah.
Herbal remedies, whatever. They're going all the holistic route, and so he said the same thing. He was taking holistic medicine, because he didn't want to take prescription drugs.
Yeah.
So he was taking holistic medicines and all this stuff, and he didn't realize that substance was in one of those supplements.
It had it in there.
And so, but he still missed half the season, right? It was out for 6 or 7 games.
Oh yeah, he missed a decent amount.
Oh yeah, he missed.
I think Williams was smart in going, you know what, I'm not even gonna fight it, because I do think that when you fight it, they do penalize you longer. Because I know DeAndre Hopkins did appeal. He's like, no,
and he had to wait. He had to wait to get the appeal.
Yeah, exactly. And then when the appeal came through, they're like, nah, you're still out. And I think a lot of players it's not just the accountability. I'm not saying Williams is not taking ownership of what he did, but he also is looking at the timeline. If I appeal this, I gotta wait. I'm gonna sit out longer, right? I'm not gonna be able to play. La da da da. And so I think somebody in his area is like, listen, just take the hit. Go apologize, take ownership, and you won't miss as many games. You'll be able to play football again a lot sooner than if you go through that whole process. And in my opinion, that was smarter.
Just go out and say, speak about it. Let's talk about it. But I'm not going to appeal because I'm taking accountability for what's in my body. I thought that was a perfect mic drop. April did say, y'all, I drug test all the days, and the lab can totally define what it is. That's what blows my mind. We got to do better by these players. So maybe that's why it still was the 2-game. Or maybe I look at the Hopkins situation and this, and it's got to be some type of difference of what really happened. But I think, Delilah, you're right. Nicole, you got anything to add on that?
Well, when you first said that, I thought, damn, he's a freak in the sheets. But but you mean on the field? Well, I don't know if it really enhanced his performance. Sorry. But I mean, I think they need got hot one night. No, I don't know. I think that maybe they should start to think about with having a coordinator or actual position or a job that takes care of all of these players and just kind of reviews some things and is maybe specialized and knowledge in this ever-changing definition of all of these, tests that they're going to be doing for performance enhancers on the field.
Absolutely. Or like test the actual drug. Like the drugs, if you're prescribed by a doctor, it needs to go through NFL protocol if they create one to get that drug tested for something that might pop up. So that way, anything that you're taking, a pill goes to the NFL, and then they can test it. So you don't have to have this mix up, but it does happen. All right, ladies, we got to get on to the very last one. And I know this one took a little while, but I definitely wanted to get on to this trade deadline. There's some drama. It looks like all of these players that we thought would be with their team, for throughout the season, it's not happening. Amari Cooper was traded. Devontae Adams, as we know, was traded. And there's talks about Cooper Kupp. There's talks about Matthew Stafford. There's talks about Max Crosby. He said wherever. And then the world went crazy about that, just wherever. And he clarified, he was like, I'm just saying wherever I am, I'm going to play my best. So what do you guys think about all of this talk about good players leaving their team? Nicole, what you think?
So far lately, I've just seen a lot of editing videos of what color and if they actually look good in certain teams with video editor, But honestly, people will go sometimes where either A, the money is, or B, where they can actually feel that they're supported and actually winning. So they gotta go and make that choice for them. And it comes down to contracts too as well. What's in the contracts and if they can, and if this is their only chance to have some hype, get into a good place. So that's how I feel.
Oh, I like that. Delilah, what you think?
Yeah, I feel like that's just the modern era in general sports.
Yeah.
We're not just seeing it in professional. We see it in college the most.
Yeah.
I think that it started from college, to be honest. I think once the professional players were like, why are these kids always transferring, right? They're hopping in the transfer portal. Why the hell are we not doing that? We're in the NFL.
Yep.
And so I think that the days of staying, as I've said, I don't think these players are not going to sit with you for 20 years unless you are Patrick Mahomes and you're on the Chiefs and you sign a 10-year deal where every day you could restructure because you know they're going to give you a Super Bowl winning team.
Absolutely.
Right? That is one out of all of these teams. That is an outlier.
Yes.
Everything else is up in the air. These guys are not going to stay with you. They're not going to spend 10 years busting their bodies.
Yeah.
Because we know how much they physically go through in this game to not move to a team where they have to look at Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
They thought he was going to come back from his injury and be a washout, right? Be a scrub. Look what he's doing with the Ravens. Look at his face. I posted a picture of his face the other day in the LTF group. He's 250 pounds and runs fast as heck.
His eyes are wide.
Insane. And he's laughing. How do you block that? No wonder defensive players are terrified about him. He's 250 pounds and running like all blazes. So if you're on the other end,
that's a fast big boy.
If you're on the other end, you're like, I'm going to stop a Mack truck, right? It's like, and so they're not going to spend.
And then once he's in that speed, you don't even want to hit him.
Right.
You don't even want to get
But
hit.
he has new life. Christian McCaffrey was given new life when he went to San Francisco. I know he's injured now. That's different. But at the same time, he had a playoff run. You know what I mean? They used him. Mm-hmm. He left the Panthers.
That is true.
Do you see what I mean? So these guys are not going to be 10, 20, 30. All that's gone. Absolutely. That is gone. Especially if they're good, right? Because if your talent is mediocre, they're going to be like, whatever. But if you are talented, you're not going to waste your time. And other people, like you say, may not pay you as much. Yep. But you're going to go over there. You know that they're a contender, and that's the difference. And so, I'm not surprised by any of this. I think this is the future of the league where people are just going to move around. And I do believe it started with college, honestly. I do believe with the transfer portals, when they saw these young guys going and winning college bowls, right?
Come on, talk about it.
right? They're
Talk
like, wait a
about
minute, they're winning college bowls because they decide not to stay at a team that didn't appreciate them. We're going to do the same. We're getting paid millions of dollars, but we don't want to sit here. We want something out of it, you know?
Absolutely.
And that's the
Absolutely.
future of the game, in my opinion.
I can understand that. Hey, update. Rams up 14-7. Ooh.
Rams
Ooh,
up.
Okay,
The
Nicole.
Vikings
Is it-
that are
Oh.
up.
I was going to say, wait a minute. Nicole may be right. Nicole may be right.
Never mind. Sorry, Rams fan.
Sorry, Scott.
All right, hey, finish this off. What you think about it? Like, are you intrigued about all of these names that are floating around?
By the way, Delilah, the NCAA is cracking down on the transfer portal.
I'm sure, but
And they're going to start limiting it. And with Derrick Henry, if you didn't know, now you know, he does the TB12 method. He does the diet of Tom Brady. He works with his trainers and his people and his
Yeah, I
wizards.
heard about that.
And he has a very strict diet now. He has very strict eating regimens.
He's like eating nothing.
So, yeah. And he doesn't eat till like 4 or 5 on a game day. So that's why Derrick Henry's doing so well, because he went to my Tommy. So anyway, but getting back, I think, like Delilah said, why would you want to stay with like the Patriots right now that stink, and you're a really good player and you have the chance to win a Super Bowl?
right.
And I think a lot of these players are going to start structuring their contracts with the ability to be traded after so many seasons
I
versus
agree.
like I'm in it for the 5 years.
Yeah.
I think they're going to look at, maybe I'll go here for a year, see what happens. And
Exactly.
if it's not working out, I can go, I'll ask for another trade.
Yeah, I think it should definitely lower it, like maybe from 5 to 3. Like,
Yeah,
something
I
that
think
is
you're
not
going to
as
see a
long.
lot of changes in how they structure their contracts.
Yeah.
And if they're not going to win a Super Bowl and they're a star player, I mean, Max Crosby goes back and forth between, do I want to be traded? Do I want to stay with the Raiders?
True.
Do I want to go to Detroit because I know they need an edge rusher because Aiden Hutchinson's injured? I mean, if you're on a dead end team, why do you want to stay? I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas doesn't start doing stuff. You see your Micah Parsons going, look what they're doing at this team. Maybe it's time I get traded. If Jerry's not going to put the pieces together for me to win a ring, I want to be traded. Or you're going to see a lot more of those players. It's funny, I already saw a meme that said that Devontae Adams going, what did I do?
Right, yeah.
Because you never know. He could be like, why did I come here and
take the
risk? This is not what Aaron promised me. So, but I don't blame him.
Absolutely.
I don't blame the players in college that go in the portal. They want to win the natty. They don't want to sit at a team that's not going to do anything.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And no, and Sean, I know that I know there's more regulations in college, but what we're saying is these kids are coming into this league, and it's, you know what I mean? And we're not going to see what we're used to, right?
Yeah.
These long timers, the lifetimers, that's out the window. And I think that the way that would happen is similar to what Kate was saying. And Nicole is like, you're going to either force a trade, because remember, players can force trades even if it's not in your contract. You sit out, you protest, you throw a fit. We learned that from Aaron Rodgers, right? You throw a fit and you sit out and you get what you want. And so what I'm trying to say is, I do believe that it's just changing with the times. We may not be used to it because we're like old school and we're like, but that to me is just the old guard. And I do believe that you're right. I think they're probably going to start restructuring. Maybe, Janae's right. Maybe it will be 3 years, right? Like versus 5. And so maybe we'll start seeing some changes in these things or adding loopholes. And so, but I know that there's more regulations in college. We're just saying we don't see the lifetimers anymore. I'm going to stay here 10
like
years.
Barry Sanders, who's
unless they don't love the city, you know?
Right. Unless, like I said, unless you're on a winning team, like the Chiefs. Do you see? Like that's That's what I'm trying. I know that I bring up the Chiefs, but it's like, they're always contenders. That's what I'm trying to say. So unless
Hopkins and Cup, they're talking
right,
about going over there. I'm like, God,
that's what and you see why? Because they know they'll be on a winning team. That's what we're trying to say is you're gonna try your best to either be on a winning team that already knows what they're doing, or a team that hired the right people and are headed in the right direction. That that's where you want to go. That's what we're trying. That's really what we're saying. But I know there's regulations. I appreciate it. I'm not the college person, but I appreciate you guys who share that.
Who know the game? Who know the game?
Well, there's tons of regulations.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, that was the drama for this week.
Woo-hoo.
We appreciate you guys commenting. I mean, we can't even keep up with all the comments. You guys are just killing it today. So we appreciate it, but we got to move on to our next segment because I truly believe it is a top tier segment. What do we got, Delilah?
Here we go.
And I just freaking love it. That's why I love this man. He's a big guy. He's just a big, massive piece of magic. And I just freaking love him. Josh Allen is my hot player of the week. And we were just talking about Kelsey being hot. Josh Allen is hot in every way for me, too. I love him. All right, so you guys know we had the hot player of the week last season, but now we got the breakdown with our girl Kate. What we got?
Well, this week I decided to cover the way too early MVP talks. Okay. I mean, we're at like week 6 here, so we're like a third of the way through the season. And I decided to like break down all the quarterbacks because it's usually a quarterback that wins MVP. So I took all the teams in the league. I wrote down all their quarterbacks. And I wrote down the main stats they kind of look at, which are passing yards, touchdowns, interceptions, and passer rating. And I broke it all down. And like the top 5 quarterbacks with yardage right now are Geno Smith of Seattle, Baker Mayfield of Tampa Bay, Brock Purdy of San Francisco, Kirk Cousins of the Atlanta Falcons, and Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. So those are your top 5 yard gainers.
Woo!
So and then top 5 for passing touchdowns are Baker Mayfield, which he has, let me find it right now. Baker has 18 touchdowns passed.
Okay.
He's passed for 18 touchdowns. Well, when you got Chris Godwin and you got Mike Evans, it's not hard to do that. And so second in touchdowns is Lamar Jackson. And then we have Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers, Joe Burrow. Even as bad as they're doing, he's still one of the leading touchdown passers.
Oh, yeah, he's scoring them points.
And then we have a tie at 5th with Sam Darnold and Josh Allen.
Okay.
So those are your top 5 quarterbacks for passing touchdowns. And then for passer rating, which if you don't know, I'll give you a little trivia. Passer rating is the measure of performance of passers calculated using a player's attempts, completions, passing yards, and passing touchdowns and interceptions. And it's on a ranking of 0 to 158.3. So with all of those, the passer rating, right now Lamar Jackson is in the lead, followed by Jared Goff, followed by Joe Burrow, followed by Josh Allen, and then Baker Mayfield. So we're seeing a lot of similar players in yardage, touchdowns, and rating. So with that, I know Alex Loosemore, who hosts the college show with Sean, asked us, who's your front runner for MVP for a question? And my way too early, based on all of these stats, are Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, and Josh Allen. Those are my top 5 way too early MVP getters, because it's usually a quarterback. You could throw in a Derrick Henry for running back of how well he is playing. But those are my way too earlys. And what was really crazy is after I did all this homework, I go on Twitter, and it's funny because the CBS power ranking for quarterbacks right now is Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Baker Mayfield, and Jared Goff. I didn't list when I made mine. I was like, maybe us women do know about sports and how to break down these numbers. And the reason I didn't put like a Jordan Love in there, even though he's like leading in touchdowns, he's thrown 8 interceptions and his passer rating is a 94.1, where most of these players have a passer rating of 100 and more.
Wow.
Whoa.
So, and I couldn't put in our Patty Mahomes because even though he's thrown for 1,389 yards, he's got 8 interceptions and a passer rating of 82.5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
That is the lowest his passer rating has been in his career.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not having an MVP season.
Yeah.
And I couldn't put Geno Smith in there, even though he's leading in yardage with 1,985. He's got 8 interceptions, or 6 interceptions, and an 89.4% passer rating.
Yeah.
So, like, when you look at some of these players, their interceptions, Brock Purdy's got 7 interceptions and only a 91.2% passer rating. Kirk Cousins, he's throwing a lot, but he's got 7 interceptions and a 91.1% passer rating. So when you look at these overall numbers, you go, there's no way I can put you in the way too early MVP talks because your overall numbers aren't proving why you should be in there.
Okay.
So when you break down all the numbers and you break down where they're at this time in season, we might have a repeat MVP in Lamar Jackson. I mean, he's doing so well. And now that he's got Derrick Henry on his team, the king, they seem to be cooking and doing really well together.
Yeah, I mean, he's blocking for him.
They've started the season 0-2, and now they have a 5-game winning rate. They're undefeated since the early on. So we could see a front runner in the AFC North for the Ravens and maybe going to the Super Bowl. Who knows? Because they're cooking. They're doing well.
Absolutely.
So Alex Loosemore, who's your front runner for MVP right now? At the top, it's Lamar. It's really Lamar. So based on all the numbers and where he's at in the season and everything, but I would put Jared Goff right up there. I mean, he's had crazy numbers lately. He had a perfect game. No other quarterback in the NFL has had a perfect game of 18 out of 18. So there's a lot of talk, but the breakdown is those are my top 5. It matches up with CBS, not in the right order. But there we have it, ladies. There's my early front runner MVP for the NFL based on the numbers. What do you think?
I love it. I think those are great picks. As you can see, I guess the NFL world agrees with you. So who am I to disagree? Delilah, what you think?
No, I think it's fantastic that you did the homework first and it kind of lined up with the top 5. Regardless of what order it was, the top 5 was correct. So I thought that was really neat. And so I'm glad you're our analyst for the show.
Me too.
I love doing this. I'm a nerd. I like breaking down numbers.
Me too. Man, we appreciate you because that was perfect. You got it perfect. All right, what you got, Nicole?
Well, Drew Brees, surprisingly enough, he's never won MVP before. So I really do hope that Lamar Jackson gets to shoot his shot at that. I'm rooting for him.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. You gotta love it when Kate gives you the real knowledge, and as you can see, she's giving it to you before the NFL even said it. So Girl got a great brain when it comes to the best players and giving you the breakdown. All right, guys, we got to move on to our next segment, and this is called the Rapid Fire Questions. All right, so you guys have been sending us questions, and we want to answer because the questions are yes or no. Guys, you guys were asking some fantastic questions that they got to be yes or no, so it's easier for us to be able to answer. All right, so Delilah, looks like you're first.
Sorry.
There we go.
Sorry. Will the Chiefs end the regular season with a near perfect win-loss record? Ooh, it's split.
It's split. Split down the middle. All right, you guys gotta let us know in the comments. What do you guys think? Yes or no? You guys think? We can get at least one of us to talk about it. Delilah, why are you saying yes?
Because we know like the perfect record now with a longer season really isn't achievable like it was before. Was like where you could just go like undefeated. But I still believe, especially the next few games, like if you see who they're playing, and I'm not saying they're still playing an NFL team, okay?
Yeah.
Don't come at me. I'm just saying that the next few games after the bye week are very winnable, and so I think because of that, they will achieve near perfect win-loss record.
Okay, I like it. I like it. All right, Kate, you are next on the list for your question. What is it?
Mine is kind of spicy. Do the refs in the NFL favor the Chiefs when it comes to calls?
Ooh. Yes.
I have seen so many times the play is pretty much dead, and all of a sudden he gets a roughing the passer or a pass interference or this or that. And I'm like, the play is dead. I did not see one thing that constituted what you just called. If anything, there was one game they missed the holding on the offensive line of Kansas City 100% of the time. They were holding to give Patrick Mahomes all this time to do Patrick Mahomes things. And more, I feel like the NFL is trying to set them up for the three-peat based on the calls.
Yeah.
Because some of those calls are just so blatant. So
We're not
blatant.
accusing you, refs, of anything. We're not accusing you.
So I will pay my fine. I will pay my debt. But yeah, I think it's BS.
Yeah. There are moments that are very questionable at critical times. But so for my question, this is going to be, it's going to hit one of our co-hosts very hard because my question is, will Mahomes become the next GOAT?
I think Nicole's having internet connections.
Oh, okay. I was like, dang, she feels that strongly about the question. And the reason why I asked Kate is because
internet connection. There she is.
That's like Sean when he leaves the show when you say
what
something.
What was your answer?
Was this the GOAT question?
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes, yep.
3 yeses.
We got the lone wolf. Yeah, guys, Kate, if you haven't joined the show before, Kate is a diehard. She bleeds Tom Brady. They are connected without him even knowing it. If she saw him right now, she'd probably jump on him and get arrested because she wouldn't let go. That's how much she loves her boy, Tom Brady. But I had to bring it up because, guys, if we're approaching somebody who's doing it as consistent, getting ready to try to go for a three-peat, undefeated, the team is getting better, trying to get better. Are we really going to say, and I was so glad Kate mentioned the numbers as far as ratings, Tom Brady had some shaky ratings on some of those seasons that he won the Super Bowl. And so I just feel like, as you know, I always reference it like, remember when the world loved Michael Jordan, because it was during that 90s time. But now fast forward to this new era, and now we have a new person coming in and showing the world different stuff. Tom Brady, don't get me wrong, he is amazing. He is currently the GOAT. But the throws and the weird things that Mahomes does, and
it's
the
crazy.
way he's winning, it's just I can't. It's undeniable.
No, he's more mobile than Tom ever was. Like, you know, and we know that. That's just football facts. Like, he's just is more mobile. Like, Tom always stayed in the pocket, which nothing wrong with that. But Mahomes is more mobile, more athletic. And so, and every generation,
it's a throne thing. Like, you're gonna have to give the throne,
right? And
the throne.
Exactly. And every generation, like, and I'm from the Michael Jordan generation, and so, but every generation has a new GOAT. It's just how it is. Time flows that way, and every generation has a GOAT. Ours is Michael Jordan. The previous team, you know, Terry Bradshaw was the GOAT before Tom Brady. People forget him, which is kind of sad.
Oh, yeah.
But Terry Bradshaw was the GOAT before Tom Brady. You know what I mean? And so every generation has a GOAT of, you know, football, and Montana, right? Like, come on, we know.
Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Well, if we go back to basketball. Yeah, if we go back to basketball, But
Bill Russell back in the day. Oh my gosh. I mean,
sorry. I was trying to get back. Yeah, I was trying to talk about the football, like, quarterback goals.
But you're right, though. In all sports, in all realms, I mean, there is a GOAT that takes over. And
every generation.
There's no shade towards your guy Tom Brady. No shade.
When he wins 8 rings, we'll talk. When he gets one plus ring more than Tom,
then you're really going to be on the fire, because if you can get the same amount of rings in less time, it won't take him to get 19 years, and he does it.
We'll see if
we're clipping this.
We'll see if Captain Dad Bod can do it.
We'll see. We will see.
All
right, Nicole, you got to tell us, what is your fire question?
Well, I need some more hope, and I need some opinions from you guys. Do you guys think that the Saints can end the 5-0 losing streak this weekend? I need to know.
Playing?
Who are they playing? I forgot. I'm sorry.
Oh, we are playing. Not okay. Oh crap. Well,
I need to know who you're playing.
Okay.
I'm ready for you.
This is
right, Nicole.
Okay, this is a good one.
I was gonna say yes.
We got the Chargers.
Oh, then you have a chance. You have a chance.
I need a yes.
I'm sick of it. They've been telling me for weeks that the Chargers was going to be making noise. They pretty much in the same position as you. I think y'all can do it. I think you can break the streak.
I hope so. Alvin Kamara said that he was going to stay, even with the 5-0 losing streak. So we got Taysom Hill back, and we got Olave. They started to practice again. So
okay, well look, at least if you got Taysom Hill back, and that way you're not down 2 good quarterbacks that you had. You had 2, then both of them were gone, and then it exposed some things. So those 2
we were on our 3rd quarterback.
Those 2 quarterbacks are so vital to your guys' scheme, and so with Taysom Hill coming back, I think you guys got a chance. All right, so we got to get to the question that you guys asked Nick. He said, will all 4 teams in the NFC North make the playoffs?
No. Oh, split. All right, split. No.
You know what? Just for fun, we'll go ahead and pick Delilah. Which one won't make it?
19.
You don't
Even
think
though
so?
Caleb's improving?
No, it's not about the improvement. Honestly, it's not that. It's not even that. It's just that he is the rookie of the 4. I'm just looking at it as from a statistics standpoint, and just the rest of them are just cooking with gas. That's all it is. It's not because I don't believe in my team. I'm just looking at it from a rookie versus 3. I mean, I know Jordan's not a vet, but still, like, he has more experience, and so that's really what it is. It's not because I don't believe in, like, the fact that I'm seeing the improvements, which I'm happy about. Yeah. But it's just about Minnesota's just stacked, and they barely lost to Detroit. That game was fantastic. Detroit won that game. Wisconsin has been like undeniable since Jordan Love came back, and their backup kept them winning. Don't forget that they were winning with Malik Wallace. So,
oh yeah,
I just, and now they're bringing Salah, from the Jets to help them on defense. Maybe is what people are thinking because he's a defensive coach, and so that's the only reason. Not because I don't like what I'm seeing. It's just based on experience. That's all.
I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. We had to hear it from that's her personal division to see, what would happen. And I was wondering if that's where she was going to go. And that's exactly where she went. All right, guys. So we got to get on to more. We got Sean. Is the Bears versus Commanders game a playoff preview for this year?
Janae.
Sean, we have to stop the madness here. We have to stop the madness.
But only because my no is because it's based on my first no.
I understand that, but I also do not think it is. I think it's a beautiful thing, but when we have to realize how the NFL is structured, and so when you lose all of your games, you don't get the hardest teams, and your schedule is very, soft. So I'm not going to say that they won't, but I'm also going to say the back half of the season for these two teams are going to get tougher. Mm-hmm. And so let's see how it plays out. I just think when you get the Carolinas and all of those at the beginning, it's not really, you can gloat, but it is what it is. No shade to Sean because he'll beat me up later. All right. All right. So will the rookie of the year be a quarterback?
Yeah.
Always is.
It's just it usually is.
It's not going to change. It's not going to change.
I base it on statistics.
I mean, that one's self-explanatory. We all know. We don't even have to go through that one because it just usually, like Kate said, it is what it is. That's exactly, how the game goes. So we're kind of used to it. All right, so we got to move on to the next segment. We appreciate you guys hanging in there with us. We are having great conversation. You already know these four ladies right here love to talk the game of football. So we got to get on to our next segment, and it's such a great segment. What do we have, Delilah?
I'm all about women empowerment. I mean, it's one of the things that I talked about when bringing this topic into this group. I really respect women and their roles, and I think a woman's place can be in the NFL.
Absolutely. We got one of the best segments I think that we have because it just really gives you some inspiration beyond the game, inspiring football stories with our girl, Delilah Crespo.
It's Nicole's segment, but it's okay. I'm next.
Oh,
It's okay. No worries. It's okay.
Sorry. Wait. All right, Nicole. Sorry, Nicole.
Yes. She's Got Game. I'm going to be covering She's Got Game. And for that one that I have decided to do, I think you guys may know her because she is a part of your guys' Olympic squad coming right in from, she won in the Summer Olympics for her bronze medal. She is Fiona Marr. She is a rugby player, and I don't know if you guys know of her, but she's got game, let me tell you. This is just one of her TikToks for body positivity.
Woo!
That's right. So yeah, she is an amazing inspiration. The reason why I wanted to actually talk about her. See, look at her on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover. So essentially, she got some flack a little bit a while ago for putting on some red lipstick and wanting to feel her feminine self, regardless of being on the field and being a tough rugby player. So she's all about body positivity. She's still making news headlines with all of her followers. I think it's plus 6 million. on TikTok, and she's on Dancing with the Stars. And so I wanted to tell you a little bit about her. She says that I think the stereotype around rugby player is the idea that you need to drop your femininity and play a very masculine, brutal sport. She said after the medal match. Myself and my team and some others on the circuit, like Australia and Ireland, are showing that femininity. We are doing our makeup before games. We're wearing makeup. We want to feel pretty out there, and that's okay. So she also says, but it doesn't take away from how amazing we tackle, hit, and run. You can do those things, and the stereotype around women's sport should just be thrown out the window, she says. People see us having a lack of femininity, and I think it's complete opposite. I think it's strength and power and aggression can be feminine, and it can be beautiful as if you want it to be. Our team is the epitome of that. All of us show our femininity in different ways, and that's something beautiful behind the women of U.S. rugby team. So notably, Mar led this U.S. women's rugby team to their first ever bronze medal at the 2024 Paris Olympics. And now fans have praised for her latest appearance on the Sports Illustrated cover for promotion of body positivity. Honestly, if you guys are having a bad day, or if you feel like, hey, my body's just not working out for me, go and follow her. She is amazing. She encourages all different types. And throwing BMI out the window. She said she's barely 30, a 29.8 BMI, but she doesn't. She's fit. She said all her life that she's been called overweight, but she's not. She works out all the time. She is super duper fit. She looks amazing, and she is just, I think, such a great inspiration for all of us ladies out there, because I know with social media we get down on ourselves quite a bit.
Yes.
But she is a beacon of light, and I'm so happy she's on Dancing with the Stars still. And yeah, I absolutely love her. Shout out to Mark's auntie for hearing about our show and suggesting her as a lady that I should be doing. So yeah. Thank you, Renee.
I love it. I love it. I love it. That was She's Got Game with Nicole. Sorry for the mix up in the order, but it is what it is. She still gave you some good. Oh man, I'm so glad that you chose her. After you showed us in the script, and I went and I looked, I'm like, oh my God, she's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I freaking love it. All right, so now we got to move on to our next segment. Delilah, what do we have?
Okay, so yeah, no, that was just, we have a lot going on sometimes, and so we were just anyway. So for my breakdown, and I realized I didn't even change my own ticket. All right, so Beyond the Game, as you know, Beyond the Game inspiring football stories. As you know, I just brought that up to kind of update what we used to do, which was, focusing on different charities. But this time I just wanted to focus on cute stories that come up around football. And so today I wanted to feature, even though this happened like 7 years ago, I just thought it was so touching that I just wanted to cover it today. And it is Brian Sperry was a World War II veteran who passed away in 2021. He lived until the age of 95, but around 2015, 2016, he's from Pittsburgh, Kansas, not Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He's from Pittsburgh, Kansas, and he played for Kansas, right? Kansas University. He was a Jayhawk. And so they do like alumni flag football games. And when he was 89, they invited him onto the field and let him run, 6 yards for a touchdown. And so I really thought that was really sweet. And I will, of course, show you a video. But I have a deep respect for veterans, regardless of war. Doesn't matter, Iraq, Afghanistan, all of them. This is a World War II vet at 89 that they let him. He wasn't able to complete his whole story of football. He played for a little bit. Then he went to World War II and fought in actual battles, and then came back and finished school but didn't make it in the NFL. You know, it's a little hard. But he did become a high school math teacher, and he became a football coach. So even if he didn't go into the NFL, he did live a fulfilling life when he came back. And so I'm going to show you a really short clip of his face and just how sweet he looked when just the utter delight that he felt being on the field and they letting him, run the, 6 yards for touchdown, in the game. So, sorry, share. Does everybody kind of see a blank screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh.
Look at his face of happiness.
And they commentated. It's so funny how they did it. It's so cute.
You didn't tell me to bring Kleenex.
Isn't it sweet?
His face is
Look
so
at his
happy.
face.
I love this.
Oh,
What an inspiration to those other guys.
that's so cute. And the way they were falling on the ground, making it seem like they were tackling.
Yeah.
They
gave him the full experience. And so Brian Sperry, rest in peace. Thank you for your service, and thank you for Kansas alumni class, because alumni do a lot for their colleges.
Yes, they do.
But thank you for allowing a World War II vet to relive that experience of his youth playing football. You know what I mean? And they let him do that, and he was able to experience that before his passing at 95. What a life lived, right? So thank you for your service, and I'm so happy that you were able to experience that. So that's why I wanted to share it. So I know it wasn't recent, but I found the story and I just thought it was lovely, and it kind of fit in with the segment. So hope you enjoyed it.
So beautiful, so beautiful.
Oh, I love The Greatest Generation.
Yes. You can't watch that video and not feel all tingly inside.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't make people cry. Just thought it was
Get it
sweet.
together, Kate.
Well, my grandfather and my great uncle were World War II vets, so it just tugs at the heartstrings because I know what they went through.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So sorry.
Beautiful.
No,
it's okay. It's okay, girl. Now that I know the real backstory, cry it out.
You do not want me to cry anything out.
Happy tears. Happy tears. Those are happy tears, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, if everybody could just try to do something like that for somebody,
right?
Man, the world would be such a greater place, man. The world would be such a greater place. All right, so we are wrapping it up. I mean, we know you guys stuck with us through all of this time, and we really appreciate it. We got to end with our favorite segment. Delilah, what do we got?
But you need to not give up and just try your best to persevere through whatever you want to reach, right? Whatever goal, whether it's short goal, long goal, whatever, just perseverance is key. And I know it's hard.
Yes. All right, so we have the final say. We got to go ahead and end the show how we want to end it, with the ladies having the final say. I'll go ahead and get mine out the way because it's short and sweet. The next time that you guys see us, it'll be our time to vote. Voting takes place. Oh man, if we're here, I don't care. Like at this juncture, you know that your vote counts. The myth of your vote not counting is whack. Your vote counts. Whether whatever party that you want or whoever you want to win, it doesn't matter. I feel like I have to shout from the mountaintops. Use your right to vote. This is your opportunity to cast your right as a citizen. This is your right. So I am excited that this is getting ready to happen, but I had to make sure that my lady had the final say. Make sure you get out there. Make sure you're registered. Get out there and vote, whether early or on the day of, but it's coming. All right, so let's go to Delilah. What do you got?
Well, I voted early today. So early voting has begun in most of the Midwest states. I definitely did my civic duty today. What I liked about the early voting is there was an actually longish line. And I've been hearing that a lot, actually. Usually they say if you vote early, you don't have to wait in line. But I think people are so, like you said, Janae, I think people are so, just this election, whatever it means to you, just everybody's mobilized. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And I saw different age groups. I've been voting since I was 18 years old. I have always been like a nerd. And so I've always been obsessed with like civics, social sciences, history. I couldn't wait to vote. I had so much fun when we do like mock elections in my elementary school and then in high school. I was like excited to work on that stuff. And so as soon as I could register before my, because it's based on your age at 18. But anyway, I was so excited. And so I did early vote today. I cast my ballot. It does matter. I agree with Janae. Election day is November 5th. It's Tuesday. No one can keep you from voting, by the way. It's against the law of the United States. So no one can tell you can't go vote. Even if they don't give you like a national holiday like some countries have. You are able to exercise your right to vote. And if you don't want to wait till November 5th, as Janae was saying, early voting is available in every district in the state of Illinois. Early voting started here. So every district in Illinois has early voting sites and more than one voting site. You can also go to your actual board of elections and actually vote there as well, by the way, just so you know. And it's, so anyway, I agree. Go and vote. In a couple of weeks when we come back, when our show returns, we will know the election results. And I can't do that. So, because it's in 2 weeks. So we'll be back after Halloween, and we will know who the next president of the United States will be by then. Go vote. Exercise your right to vote. I agree. Thank you,
Woo. Sean said, vote. Let's go. All right, Kate, what you got for your ladies have the final say?
I'm gonna tag off you guys, ladies out there. We had to wait a long time to get that right to vote. We had to fight, and we had our suffragettes that worked really, 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 really hard for us to get that right to be equal to man to vote. Yes. So please do not sit at home thinking as a woman your voice does not matter in this country, or think that because your husband tells you to do something, you can't do what you want to do. You have the power in this country to exercise your right. You have rights in this country. We worked hard for them. It wasn't until the 1900s that we got our rights. And so don't sit home. Don't worry about what your outside influences tell you to do. Get in that voting booth and vote. We've worked too hard. So women out there, since we're a women's show, I want you to put your big girl panties on. I want you to take that pen and I want you to put it on that ballot, and I want you to vote, because your voice matters just as much as any man's voice out there does. So empower yourself, research, do your homework, and vote.
Yes, I love it. All right, Nicole, what you got for your ladies have the final say?
What does our Canadian have?
I know, I'm sorry. I feel so left out. I'll vote in my own little concession, my little bathroom for you guys.
A bathroom voting booth.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. No, I don't know. Just to let everyone, I guess I'm going to the States actually this weekend to go into Magic the Gathering tournament so I can see my Mythic Legends play.
Okay.
So I'm pretty excited. And I know it's a very, very nerdy thing. And I just wanted to give a big shout out to my lovely husband, Mark, for getting me into it. Take an interest in your spouse's hobbies. Sometimes you never know what you're going to be interested in. And now we're on a trip, we're going together, and people think that he's supporting me because I'm such a big fan of Magic the Gathering. I'm like, no, I'm supporting him. But also too,
Aw.
he learned about football, and now I heard him when I was upstairs being like, I'm going to go downstairs on Sunday, I'm watching football, and I heard him yelling and stuff by
There you
himself.
go.
So I don't know. I just take an interest in your guys' and your spouse's hobbies. You
Yeah.
never know what you're gonna enjoy. So
Absolutely. Oh,
Love
I
it.
love that. That is so cute.
I love that too.
Absolutely. That's the way to end the show because it's all about love on this show. All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. You are so appreciated. We will be back in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, please. Do not forget about us. We really want you guys to tune in with us. We thank you guys for chatting with us and getting on. Please like, share, tell somebody. There is a women's football show that is dynamic and they would love to have you on. Come on, let us know your comments. Give us your yes or no questions. You already know that we love when you guys give us feedback. Tell us some good things to talk about. But we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. We can't wait. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.